Darren Crosby's around a similar spot to where he was. Andrew Archer made 10 spots too. Josh Rage, even though he's gone a lap down, I'm from 52nd to 34th. It's certainly a very big move, that is. Troy Sipples made 13 spots himself.
And we're back, Nath, I believe, so...
We're back?
I hope.
Fingers crossed it seems to be working on my end a little bit here, Johnny.
Yeah. We've already got 3 viewers, so the faithful have found us.
That's good. I'll quickly jump over to the other one to let the boys know that had to do a little bit of a choppy changey.
I'm glad it's a little bit less jumpy, Rob. I've tried, I think it was Dave Kirby, 5-second delay. I did that as well while we were jumping things around. So here we go. So, recap. Toddy Haynes is our race leader after doing a massive undercut at the start for the first pit stop with Jamie Dyke. Corey McFarlane went the middle strategy and Kobe Jones went the long strategy. Michael Whiting's done really well with the earlier stop as well in 5th. Blake Warboys is sitting in 6th. Logan Barnett in 7th. Damien Johnstone is in 8th. Hayden Harrison 9th. And Den Gate in 10th. So the Harrisons are all together. So we're sitting on lap 38. So we wouldn't be too far away now from our next round of pit stops. Lap traffic and damaged cars are always going to be a problem around this circuit. And you've got 61 cars on track. So we've gone this far without a safety car, which I think is a fair effort from everybody out racing. And
I'm genuinely amazed.
And as far as I'm aware, mate, I think we only actually had 2 penalties get handed out from race control as well. So that's pretty well much what's happened. And while we were offline, I managed to get some secret footage from South Australia, and this is Dave Baldock. So we have actually got footage of him coming off the horse.
It's a that's. I don't know which basket I put that in. I'm going to say that's entertaining factor of the night. That is.
Oh, don't worry, I'll pay for it later.
So,
and a big shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Mick Rush, who's also jumped on to watch our feed tonight. Who I have to make a public correction to. He's not the boss of Scorpion Esports. He wanted me to say that, so if you're still watching, Mick, I've said it. We all know who the boss is. So we've still got a really tight battle up here at the front with Jamie Dyke. Toddy Haynes under a lot of pressure from Jamie Dyke. Another second back. Warboys is slowly closing the back gap up to get back up to Kobe Jones. Lap traffic is now becoming a huge issue for everybody. As you can see, we might just bring up the pit strategies again so we can all have a look where everybody's at. Harrison and Blake getting a little bit wide there, a little bit unusual. So we can see, as I was saying, Haynes and Dyke did the earlier stops. McFarlane and Jones went even further. So Whiting was split the difference. Warboys went the longest stop as well. Interestingly, we've got sitting in 13th, we've got Adam Haynes. He went the early stop option and he's probably going to do the long middle stint and then come home with a good strategy, one thinks.
There we go. I've got a new updated question for you if you're in Toddy Haynes' position. Watching Corey close in, slowly closing up that gap. As soon as Corey passes you, if he does get past, or as soon as you see Corey right on your rear wing, do you do the splash and dash now, or do you just try and keep with him and hold it up as long as possible and play this similar strategy to what the other guys are and make your middle stint as long as possible?
I think you can't go too early because, like you said, he's catching up. So tyre wear is a factor at this track, and it's you've got to look after your tyres, but you've got a lot of traffic to get around. You've got a lot of racing still to do. So I don't think you want to go too early because you will be in the same situation where we're going to be in the last 4 or 5 laps, where you are going to have McFarlane, Jones, and Warboys coming up quickly.
Nathan Cook is our latest man to go off the track, sort of safely trying to stay out of the way, entering back onto the main straight.
Let's jump on and have a quick look at the tailor-made replay. Let's have a look what happened to Cookie. So coming into the last corner there, just gets on the gas a little bit too early. Quite a common mistake. I've been there, done that myself, Cookie, so don't be too hard on yourself, mate. Big shout out again to Gambo from TaylorMade Kitchens for getting on board with our little shoutcast that we do for WK&P.
Yeah. Oh, safety car, Johnny. We've got one.
We've got one?
Yeah, Andrew Hoffman stuck in the wall.
The Hoff, is it?
Yeah.
Trying to find them on my list here. Where is the Hoff? I've lost the Hoff.
Okay, I'm not quite sure which part of the track. Just changing. I think he's come out of the other half of the track just before the double sweeper, or just after the turn 3-4 complex.
Well, the only one I've got is a crash by Warren Davis. That's Warren done. He's come through and just driven off the track there. Very easy to do at Moss. Probably distracted by the ice cream that Dave Baldock wants to give him. And we'll jump back to live pits.
On a side note, all the lead boys have jumped into the pits.
Except for Jones, Warboys and Haynes. No, they're in as well. No, they've come in as well now. So yeah, interesting. And we might just pick up the safety car, see where he is on track. So the safety car's been driven by our very own Shannon McMillan tonight. It's a big Shan.
The one and only.
Quite well known. And of course, we've got a little bit of a South Park theme tonight, so we couldn't put the old animal up. So a bit of lap traffic getting waved by there. So we're going to be in for a 20-lap battle here with Jones, Warboys, Johnson, Harrison, Dengate sitting there in 4th. Corey McFarlane in 5th, Jamie Dyke. And of course, good old Jamie McKnight fighting his way back up into 7th. Can't put the good man down.
So I wonder, those boys that managed to make it onto lap 32 before pitting, I wonder if this means with this safety car, do they have free rein to not worry about fuel and it only becomes tyre life, or do they still have to do a bit of fuel saving to be able to bring it home? It'll be very interesting, it is, Johnny.
It will be. Pit strategy will be everything now, I think. As we'll have a quick look at the pit stint lengths again. So Jones, Warboys, Johnston, they've all pitted the first time. Hasn't given me their second pit stops yet. Even though we probably have to wait for the lap to go past before the pit stops finish because they're on their out laps. Or did they stop?
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
No.
Just looking at the timing tower.
Corey definitely stopped.
Yeah, Corey has stopped. Jamie Dyke has stopped. And Toddy Haynes has stopped. That's going by my SDK timing tower. As we come past now, it might update. No? So I'm not sure what's going on there.
No, I think Harrison is the first, or sorry, the last of the non-stoppers, and I think Corey is the first of the stoppers. You got Harrison, Damien Johnston, then you got Blake, and then Kobe Jones.
I swore I saw Blake going down pit lane, but anyway. roll back here.
I don't think Amy pitted either. It was a bit tricky to tell though.
I'm just going through my iRacing events, so just give me a second, mate. I'll just see if I can... No, I don't think Blake stopped. They all came in a mad rush, so maybe iRacing didn't pick it up for us.
Yeah, that's a lot of information iRacing has still got to process there.
Yeah, well, SDK's maybe missed it or something. Not sure, mate. We'll just keep rolling with it. If they pull over at some stage, they pull over at some stage. So, of course, I didn't want to be outdone. So this is the Ben Anthony curb cam.
I like it.
With all of our technical glitches and everything else, I haven't had time tonight to flick through some of my other stuff that I'd prepared. Of course, just having a look through where the PRA boys are. I'm sure that the PRA faithful are not very happy at the moment.
I reckon they're certainly be hoping for more by the time the evening's out, I reckon.
We'll go back to TV1. So I reckon there'll probably be one more lap before we get to see if Shannon McMillan can get the safety car back in the pits safely.
Yeah, well, to confirm, I do have one ear over the race control radio, and yes, there is not this lap, but the next lap is when we're going green.
Faz, yeah, mate, I can't scroll through the overlay race board, but if I sort of jump around between drivers, you can sort of start to see some of the numbers pop up. Fortunately, this is our first time running with 61 cars. I think the most we did last season was 40 cars, and we've created ourselves some headaches.
I did not see that one coming.
Nah, not I. I didn't think it'd be that bad. So, big shout out to all those who've given me some IT tips tonight.
Yes. Definitely greatly appreciated, everyone.
While we're under the safety car, we might bring in our special guest. And this man doesn't require any introduction as our special guest. How are you, Mr. Bulldog?
I am excellent and enjoying the broadcast. It took a while to get going, but yes, good to see us back and up and running. Although on this track, I didn't expect anything less from John Van Ree, because I've seen the way he races the track, so broadcasting the track is going to be exactly the same.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard it. Cheeky call of the day thrown out there for everyone to hear.
Well, he wouldn't read out my comments that I wrote, so
I've read most of them out. I got Warren Davison ice cream. I've got the fact that Shervo is Chastity's Scott's teammate. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. There's too much coverage of Andrew Ritchie going on at the moment. We don't like that. He's going to get a big head, although probably not. Probably can't get much bigger than what it is.
And of course, Paul Young caught out very early on, so I didn't get a chance to set up any overtaking videos for you.
Well, that's the thing. Now that he's at the back, he'll be right. It'll be a passing clinic now. You just wait and see. And the trouble is, we'll have to hear about it. But it is awesome to have you guys back again. It gives me something to do on a Tuesday night. So it's good stuff.
Well, it's good to be back. I just didn't think we'd have this much trouble with 60 freaking cars. But anyway, live and learn.
Yeah.
You get that on the big jobs.
That's the trouble when you're using a Apple computer from 1984. You haven't got much chance, have you?
Nah. That's the problem with all of us vets, isn't it? Can't use modern technology.
Yeah, that's the trouble. I've got all the gear but no idea, is it? Is that how the saying goes?
Pretty much. We're going to go another lap under the safety car.
Who's in the safety car tonight? I'm actually out. Well, my wife just did some bareback riding and she didn't fall off, so she's a lot better than I am. So I'm just filling up some hay bags at the moment, and I'll come back in and watch a broadcast. So I've been out for a few laps, so I haven't seen what's been going on.
The safety car's been driven by the one and only Shannon McMillan.
Is that Shannon McMillan that puts the car into the wall, or is this one all right?
This is the one that put the car into the wall.
Yeah.
Hence the reason we are watching him very closely.
I heard he has been practicing his skids taking away from the field and his pit lane entries, so anything is possible, it is.
Nice. That's what we like. We like iRacing videos with either Vets or East Coast. It gives good promotion for the leagues. That's really good. And is Ben Anthony doing race control for this? Because he's wussed out of doing Vets anymore.
Yeah, Ben Anthony's in there with doing race control.
God.
And here's another camera, mate. This is the old bridge cam.
Is there any chance at all that Ben Anthony does races, or is he too scared to get on the track with us?
Well, he does have a very important job as race control. That's what put the image back up.
I think we need to get a petition that he races in the last round of Vets.
That could be an interesting one.
Or East Coast, so that way I can comment lots.
I reckon he'll go to Vets, but the problem is in Vets, I don't think he's game enough to shape up against yourself and myself.
Speaking of my favourite driver, how is Ash Varela going?
Ash is sitting down in 29th at the moment.
Because he was another driver that I beat in the official race the other night.
And Shen's off, so we're going to go green this time, everybody.
No, okay, I'll let you boys get to it.
No worries, Dave.
So easy, mate. Thanks for the pop-in.
I've got to finish my farm work here before I can get back in and watch the broadcast.
And Shen's put it back in nice and neatly.
Oh, that's just boring.
That is
unbelievable.
As we pick up KB Jones, followed by Blake
Okay, guys, have a
Warboys.
good rest of the call.
No worries. Thanks, Dave.
All good. Have a good one, mate.
Will do, mate.
Catch you later, guys. See ya.
Yeah.
Dumped him in the green room.
Holding him up.
Yep. Right, he's holding him up as we come in to the S's. As we come into the final corner. I reckon you go about now, and he's off.
He's gone.
So we have an 18-lap sprint home from here.
Yes, that's well, I reckon this will be exactly that. It'll be a sprint. I don't think fuel's going to be a question for any of them anymore, especially the guys that topped up. So I reckon it's fair game and on.
Fair game and on, you reckon? So we're away.
Yeah, we've all seemed to have made it through so far.
I'm blown away with the number of guys we've got racing and how clean this has been. This has been a very high standard. Kobe pulling away from Blake here. Damien Johnson, Dengate, McFarlane, Dyke, McKnight, Toddy Haynes, Logan Barnett, Whiting, Delaney, and then comes the great Chasty. So these boys coming up the Mario Andretti straight into the S's. And this field is so close. Someone making a move at the back there. I think that was Corey McFarlane getting past Harrison, sorry. Getting the move done.
Harrison certainly is making him work for it though. Plainly gets past, so plenty of room from both drivers.
It ain't taking a lap for me to get rid of the yellow flag. That's all right. I apologise for that. Definitely.
Okay, we'll take that technical glitch.
That's an easy one compared to the other ones I've had tonight. We continue on.
Going through, we've all made it through. Unfortunately, though, I did notice in all that as well. I think Mr. Christian Smart must be having some internet issues because he dropped out due to a packet loss. So I think he has made his way back to the server, but
that's a bummer. That's disappointing.
Sorry to be here about that, Christian. That definitely sucks.
sit on the curb cam, the Ben Anthony curb cam. Big shout out to Luke from Race Stars TV. Had to pick a different corner.
Everyone seems to be getting back into their rhythm pretty early on out of this as well. Again, I'm very impressed.
They definitely do. So Kobe Jones now down to a second lead over Warboys. Blake under all sorts of pressure from Johnson, McFarlane, Dengate and Dyke. Toddy Haynes making the move on Jamie McKnight coming into the corner there. There's just some really great battling going on. Might just jump on to McFarlane. And we might just go to the nose cam looking forward.
He's certainly very determined in there at the moment, Corey.
Definitely is. And we've always put the battle box up.
Oh, Mr. Roy Clark in the wall.
Mr. Roy Clark in the wall?
Yeah, he has got it going though. I'm not too sure. I did hear something over the radio, and I'm only saying he does safely rejoin the track, which is good.
Let's go a tailor-made replay. We'll have a quick look. What happened to Roy? Oh, a bit of a tap there from behind. That's going to be very interesting. Definitely an accident there. I'm sure that the PRA boys can live and rebuild from that one. But it'll be interesting. That'll be another one for the great man Ben Anthony to adjudicate over.
The man, the myth, the race control himself.
Well, as we heard tonight, Dave Baldock has put the call out to get him behind the wheel of a car. Could be quite scary.
Well, that is
Corey
a
McFarlane
point on.
got the job done on Damien Johnstone there. I wonder how many people have put their hand up to do race control of Ben's racing.
Yeah, that's a valid point as well. If we get Mr. Ben out here, we've got to get someone in there to be able to do it. So but I reckon we might have a few takers if we can watch Ben let his hair down and have a bit of a steer.
So Roy obviously had a bit of damage there. He's gone into the pits. As we switch back to live mode. Oh, a bit wide there from Blake. Open the door up.
Very wide. Got to battle it though.
Let Corey go through.
They're watching it how quick Corey was able to go through there with the with that sort of pace, even though he was sort of relatively on the racing line. I definitely reckon he took tyres and had a pit stop too.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I'd probably say he has. Mind you, once you get out wide there, you get on the marbles, you're in all sorts of trouble then. So as we're on lap 51 now, 64. So let's have a quick look down the back. We've still got some interesting bundles up. So Toddy Haynes just trying to hang on to the back of that leading pack with McFarlane, Allboys, Johnson, Dengate. We have another battling pack with Michael Whiting. He's under all sorts of pressure from the guys around him. So he's in a battle there with Barnett, Delaney, Chastaneve, Harrison, Michael Stewart. We've got another battle pack down with Damien Cairns. So quite a few of the Taipan Esports boys battling it with the Hypersonic lads at the moment. And of course Andrew Ritchie in the mix there. And then another little battle pack with Warren Davis and Darren Crosby, with Ash Barella just behind that, sitting back in 27th. So Ash battling away. Still going. Recovering after an incident start from what I believe. Timmy Nichols is in 30th spot, doing relatively well. Under a lot of pressure though from Brian Good. And then Frank Hodak behind that group there trying to chase them down. We might just quickly jump on with Century Motorsports, Robbie Bradbury. So Robbie in the KFC livery. And we've got a car stopped on track. Let's have a quick look at that. I think it's Toddy Martin. Toddy Martin's in the wall there. Is he going to get it out? Not sure. Waiting. Yep, I think he's going to get going. I think he's going to be safe. So jump back up the front and have a look at what's going on.
Still repping that NAB livery he is. Good to see.
Into the back of Harrison. Doesn't look like he's done any damage. Gave him a little bit of a push.
A little bit of a hurry up and let's boogie.
Rubbin's racing.
I think another terminology is just cheeky. Is another good one.
It's a bit of a love tap. Hello, I'm here.
Honey, I'm home.
Might jump back up on the Damien Johnstone and have a look backwards. Take the gearbox cam. Oh, Harrison's gone off there, I think. Or was that Ryan? Might have been Ryan. Getting out of everyone's way, taking the agricultural route.
The Jim's mowing route.
Yep. Looks like Damien's pulled away a little bit from Blake Wallboys here. Jamie Dyke keeping all the pressure on. Blake behind.
A lot of pressure going on with all these boys up the front here. Kobe though has saved that pace. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Kobe has certainly saved that pace till the end of the race. Quickest by far at the moment out of everyone here. About half a second on the rest of the field at the moment.
Definitely cleared out. Damien starting to get away from Blake a little bit here as well. Might just jump on board with Blake for a minute. Our reigning series champion.
The Mr. East Coast Award.
He comes through Moss Corner, heading up the hill, chasing Damien Johnstone. Missed the bulk of the series last year due to work commitments, but he's back this season, which is good to see. After competing in the first couple of rounds last season and being up the front. Oh, is that Jamie Dodd come flying through? Blake might be in a little bit of fuel trouble maybe, mate.
Yeah, it's not sure. I wonder if it would be fuel or I wonder if it would be tyres. Although, yeah, Blake did pit sort of the earliest out of all these guys too, so maybe that earlier strategy is, or not being able to go that one extra lap could be coming back to bite. Not too sure.
Just check those pit strategies to see if it's fixed itself up or not. No, it still hasn't fixed itself up. So still got Blake as having one stop, which we believe has been two stops. So I'm not sure what's going on there. As we can see, the bulk of the field stopped 15 laps ago. Kobe's only done the one stop too, though, mate. This is interesting.
Yeah, Kobe managed to make it through to lap 32, so, and we did have that, what, 3-4 laps under the safety car, so be a monster amount of fuel for these guys. And considering all we're talking about was a splash and dash to be able to bring it home, they were saving a good amount of fuel even before that safety car came out, or doing a lot of saving whilst the safety car was out. It's certainly going to help them at the tail end of this race.
As we're doing 266 k's as we come up the end of the Andretti Straight. The interesting one is we'll just do another lap with Blake here. Well, I've got the... Ooh, get out of the way. Lap traffic's going to be very important at the end here, I think. As we can see, we've got the dash running at the moment, so we can see the speeds that Blake's doing. So they're all fast corners that flow around this circuit, making it very hard work for the drivers. We might just jump up on Corey Jones. As you can see, he's about to come up the Andretti Straight. Our race leader. Oh, a little bit loose there.
Having a quick look, we are. I reckon that lap traffic will play a huge factor in how it is. Either the boys are going to get very close to some of the guys that are at the towards the tail end of the pack, or we might get them with a lap or two to go. So,
of course,
so Kobe's bringing himself a nice healthy lead here at the moment, which he'll be loving. All eyes forward, get that gap, and then bring it home safely.
He's doing really well.
Now being a 4-second lead to Corey McFarlane behind, so.
And we want to go quick look back. Some good battles going on further back. Michael Whiting representing the old Fishy Motorsport. He's in a great little battle here with Chaston, Ethan Harrison. So these boys can go anyway.
On a quick side note, one award we haven't really spoken about, Bradley Baldwin is our biggest mover so far from 54th to 24th, 30th. Oh no, he's had a little bit of a moment too. Stuck on the racetrack.
Troy Maguire's office car's going everywhere through here. So I'm not sure what happened to Troy. And who's the other one we're talking about? Number...
Bradley Baldwin.
Bradley Baldwin?
Brady.
Brady Baldwin? Just trying to... Let's go the tailor-made replay. Let's have a look at what happened to Brady. Oh. The old clip the grass, the same for Harrison. Dengate was very lucky he didn't do that. And it's not a very good spot to be sitting on the track waiting as well.
A little bit of a sitting duck there.
Oh.
That might hurt that little bit of a hard charger award that might there, but
I think it
Andrew
might.
Archer I think is in the box seat as well at the moment. But I'll keep an eye on those numbers as we get closer to the end of the race.
Thanks.
A few big movers throughout the field though, to say the least.
Yeah, my SDK figures are not quite there, mate, so appreciate you giving us the update. Might just do a quick look at the weather as well. So you can see the track temperature now. Well, track temperature is 27 degrees, so it's started to warm up a little bit. As Kobe Jones heads off now to start lap 62 or 64, so 3 laps to go. Been an epic drive from Kobe here, representing United Sim Sports boys really well. He's doing sensational drives. He's got himself out to a good 4.5 second lead from Corey McFarlane, with Damien Johnston and Jamie Dyke a bit further distance back. Big battle still going on towards the back end of the top 10. Blake Delaney putting a lot of pressure on Harrison Dengate. Jamie McKnight's worked his way up into 7th. So great drive by Jamie, considering a drive-through penalty he had earlier in the race. And there's really a big battle pack here with Hayden Harrison, Chasty, Michael Whiting, Adam Haynes, sort of sitting at the back of this group. So the boys are really pushing out. I think we've got another stopped car on track. Let's try and see who that is. That's poor old Troy, limping back to pit still from his incident earlier. As he might just jump back up on Dengate. Trying to get the job done with Delaney as we come up the hill here. Not quite going to make it. Got to be very careful. Just to confuse us, because we've got Harrison Dengate being attacked now by Hayden Harrison. And Harrison getting the job done, or not getting the job done, depending on which team you support. And lap traffic not quite in there as well, so Chasty's gotten through on Dengate there as well, so a little bit of a battle going on. As we said before, there's a few guys running some interesting strategies, so Harrison's only had one stop as well, so it's going to be very interesting as we get into this last lap. in a minute. So we'll have a look where our race leader is as Kobe Jones is heading up the Andretti Straight on his penultimate lap.
Still got some very good pace, Kobe. He has not let off that right foot at all. He's still the quickest boy out of all of them at the front. Jamie Dyke, though, equal pace as Kobe up the front, so...
Got a car off on the wall there at the S's, number 39. That's Bradley Baldwin again. As we take the white flag, this is the final lap. Kobe Jones, over the 5-second interval, well, nearly 6-second interval for Corey McFarlane, Damien Johnson at further 1.5 back. Jamie Dyke under all sorts of pressure from Warboys. We might jump there because that's where the battle is at the moment. Harrison Dengate's just pitted, so obviously he wasn't going to make it on fuel. Warboys under all sorts of pressure from Toddy Haynes. So I'm wondering whether Blake's struggling with the fuel as well. Haynes, of course, had the second pit stop. So, got to say, hats off to Race Control for the fuel strategy for the length of this race that they've given them. The amount of fuel that was set. Definitely made it a very interesting scenario. Oh, we've got someone else off the wall.
Great for us to watch, but I'm sure some of these drivers are pulling out their hair, though, trying to figure out some last-minute numbers.
Yeah, I reckon it should be hard work. As Kobe Jones comes through the S's for the final time and comes onto the final straight to take the checkered flag to be the winner of round one.
Round 1, season 2 winner. Great stuff, Kobe.
Well done, Kobe. And for some reason I'm missing my flag, but that's all right. That is the race finish. So Kobe Jones in first, Corey McFarlane takes second, Damien Johnson third, Dyke in fourth, fifth is Haynes, sixth is Warboys, McKnight in seventh. So our series champion from last year, 1 and 2, finish sixth and seventh together. Blake Delaney in eighth, Hayden Harrison in ninth, Michael White in 10th, Adam Haynes 11th, Bailey in 12th, Chastaneath 13th, Barnett coming home in 14th, Scotty McCune representing the Hypersonic Boys in 15th, Andrew Ritchie in 16th. Great drive by Shervo to get himself back up to there, considering he's Chasty's teammate in Scops. Michael Dumbrell, Ash Barella up to 18th. That's a good recovery from being tapped at the start. Jay Daly in 19th. Warren Davis in 20th. He's got time to go get an ice cream now. Darren Crosby in 21st. Damien Cairns, Brian Good, Andrew Archer. Harrison Dengate, after his pit stop, ended up in 25th. Nathan Gore in 26th. Ty Burns 27. Lockhart Brown Lie in 28th, Frank Hodak 29, Josh Strage was 30th, Dave Coleman 31st, Michael Stewart 32nd, Timmy Nichols, let's see if this comes up for me. No, it's not. Timmy Nichols in 33rd, 34th was Mark Howard, and Robbie Bradbury, Mark Peck, Roy Clark, been beaten by Pecky there, Darren Shannon, Bradley Baldwin, Dylan Gray, Matty McMillan in 41st. Good recovery starting back in 59th. And Christian Smart, Matthew Mundry, Ryan Van Reed, Todd Martin, Michael Quain, Troy Maguire, Paul Hayes, Nathan Cook, Bradley O'Loughlin, Andrew Hoffman, Matthew Mitz, Troy Sipple, Tyrone Anderson. And I'll keep going. Nicholas Loveridge, Chris Ireland, Paul Young, Brenton Niski, Steve Kennedy, Jason Dunn, and of course a big thank you to our safety car driver, the one and only Shannon McNillan, and a big thank you to the other man out there, Ben Anthony, and I think he had Sebastian in there with him as well, as Jamie decides to get in the action there of Kobe's celebration, but when you're the team boss, I suppose you can do that.
Join in on all the champagne being thrown around. And the final award, our Hard Charger Award, was close. We had a few blokes up 19 and 20 spots, but to take the cake for 22 spots gained tonight, Josh Drage, 52nd place up to 30th.
That's a fair effort from Josh.
Yes, there's a lot of cars that were that have got past tonight. Frank Hodak just in front of him, made 20 spots. Andrew Archer was up there as well with a 19. And Darren Crosby passed a lot. Sorry if I miss a few of you boys in there, because there's a lot of guys that passed a lot of cars. It took me all that time while I was quiet just to figure it out.
And of course, it's just been a absolute hectic bloody evening for us, to say the least. So big thank you, Nath, for dropping in onto what do we call it? We called it Nath Cam,
NATO FM.
NATO FM. And a big shout out to the new drivers that have entered the series this week as well. So there's a few boys there that we've seen out and about. I'm trying to pick a car there we can look at. It's a fair effort from everybody with these putting teams together and getting everyone organised, running teams. So it's great to see some fresh teams here, some teams I've raced against before, particularly in the Dev series, like the Frog Leap, Juiced Up Boys. We've got Bradbury from Century Motorsports, big contingent now from Fishy. And it just goes to highlight what this series is really turning into. It's turning into a series of quality racing. Like as we saw tonight, we had one safety car that wasn't until I think lap 40 or 42 or around there.
Yeah.
That's a fair effort from everybody involved. I'm looking forward to next week. Next week we're going to Hockenheim, where we're racing a timed race. So it's a 75-minute race.
Ooh.
So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to work out how we do that one.
It's a plot twist to our fuel strategies.
Absolutely. I'm going to need another abacus. And the other thing that's happening this season too, for those who don't know, those that are watching us, is we're actually following the official series. So what that means is that the official series runs all week. So starting today, the official series is the Hockenheim circuit, and then we're the day after that. So these boys have got all week to get out into the official races on iRacing, practice their race strategy, practice their setups, their race setups, work them hard, and then by the end of the week, when we get to Tuesday night, they should have it all perfected.
Yeah, it's certainly going to make for some very, very